so much for coming to today's festivities, the wedding of Josh and Chantel. I am just going to start us off with a few housekeeping items. Firstly, my name is Ian Moore. I am today's, unofficial officiant. And I say unofficial because technically the legal stuff has already happened. So today you will be witnessing the symbolic part, which to my knowledge is the more important part to our lovely couple today. But some of the housekeeping items. Firstly, please either put your phones away or on silent. We have professional photographers taking photos and capturing today's festivities. After the ceremony, we're going to ask family to please stay outside for some photos with the lovely bride and groom. Everyone else will be able to go inside to enjoy some snacks and some food. When you go inside, you'll likely already have seen there are no chairs inside, so we'll need to move the chairs inside after the ceremony. And I will reiterate most of these things after the ceremony, so stay tuned for me to say the exact same thing again. And most importantly, coming up, please rise to welcome our beautiful bride into today's festivities.
Thanks. First. Thank you. Good job. Thanks, Stephen. Nice.
All right, thank you, everyone. You may be seated.
We're gonna hold hands the whole time?
I don't know. Maybe this is the end.
Okay.
No, we don't have to.
All right. So thank you all again for coming to celebrate these two wonderful people. Some of you have come from quite far away. Some of you have come from down the street. There's an abundance of gratitude for all of you for coming to be able to witness these two lovely people make this lifelong commitment to each other. I also want to especially thank the parents of Josh and Chantel for giving us these wonderful, wonderful friends and family of ours. Stephen, Darlene, Cindy, and Daryl, thank you so much for being here today and for witnessing or sharing this moment with us. When I got asked to officiate this part of today's this part of today's festivities, I had occasion to reflect back upon my experiences with these two wonderful friends of mine, and I remember the first time I experienced Josh share that he had met Chantel, and I remember the first time that I met Chantel and saw the two of them interact with each other, and the first time that I saw or heard Josh share his experience with Chantel, we were on the phone with each other. Josh was off in Nanaimo, I was in Vancouver, and I just remember immediately there was this sense of knowing that somebody special had been introduced into Josh's life, that there was something just different that, that cliche saying, when you know, it just kind of felt like I hadn't met Chantel yet, but there was that knowledge within Josh that there was something special that had been brought into his life. And then I remember, Chantel, the first time I met you, we were hanging out on Hornby Island, and I remember you were introduced to this group of people you'd never met before. And I think the very first thing that you did with us was not make us, that's strong words, because I was very much on board, but we had dinner together and we did a big gratitude circle with each other. And it was just such a beautiful moment to witness somebody come and just compliment Josh so well, and be able to bear witness to two people complementing each other's personalities and existences and values in such a beautiful way. And that was early on, and I've had the privilege of bearing witness to that growth over time. And so thank you for allowing me to share in this moment with you, and for helping me facilitate this for you. It's a very special moment to be a part of it, and I love you both, and we all love you. So thank you very much. But moving on, today, I think it's a good opportunity for us to reflect on what today means, what the symbolism of today entails for these two wonderful people, I keep saying. It's an opportunity for the two of them to profess and to publicly proclaim a lifelong commitment to each other, to commit in front of their loved ones that they will be fully embracing of each other's strengths, weaknesses, aspirations, dreams for the rest of their lives, for better, for worse, for the unexpected and the expected. And it's not a small thing to do in front of each other. It's especially not a small thing to do it in front of all your loved ones. And so I want, I guess, everyone in our space here just to take a moment to reflect on the gift that Josh and Chantel are giving us by doing this in front of us and sharing this moment with us. There's also, something very special in Josh and Chantel. Hello there. Showing us that they are also bringing their friends and their family together in a way that
Don't leave the let it go.
Today is also about bringing the families together and to grow and to create something extra special. It's another beautiful part of today that you're sharing with us. But to move on to our next part here, the most important part. For today's ceremony, Josh and Chantel have written their own vows for each other, and we'll now take a little moment for them to exchange those vows with each other. Is there one of you who would like to go first?
I'm going to go first.
Okay. Would you like me to hold it?
Yeah, if you could hold it, that would be nice. Thank you. Joshua. Oh no.
Here it comes.
Can you believe this is our lives? I can't say I've always dreamed of a wedding. Oh no, sorry. I can't say I've always dreamed of a wedding, but I have always dreamed of a love like this. Oh man. I can't even read it. You love me in the most beautiful way. Every single younger version of myself would be overwhelmingly happy to know that I'm here that I'm here with you. And I have it on good authority that this version does too. I found great courage and calm knowing I have you by my side. Your love has shown me what true, deep, kind, tender, empowering love looks like. Josh, I vow to spend our lives perfecting this art of relationship, to loving you in the beautiful ways you've taught me to love. Oh, I really can't read this. To doing the deep, hard, ugly work and having the hard conversations in order to be the best friend, wife, and mother to our children that I can be. I promise to support you in your growth and love you for who you were, who you are, and who you'll become. All parts of you. What I know is we're stronger together, and I'm committed to being the partner you deserve. To grow alongside you, to create a life rich in laughter, adventure, and support. I love you, Shua.
All right. I did it.
You did it. You did.
That's too soon.
When I moved to the island, I felt like I was starting fresh with a new career, a new town. Everything was unknown. It was exciting, but it was also strange and different. When I met you, things began to feel like home very quickly. I'll never forget the way my friends laughed at me when I told them about you and the big stupid smile I had on my face. They all knew who you were a long time before they met you. But you know me, I'm not usually someone who makes my decisions very quickly and easily, but this is not something I've ever had to worry about or think much about. I'm so excited to continue building our home and our lives together. I still love seeing you come home. I love coming home to you. Even those days when Luna's more excited to see me than you are. There's not many, but they're there. You've always done your best to be honest with me, and this has let me get to know you. I love the person that I've gotten to know. I see who you are, and I love that person. I promise to keep on getting to know you. You've quickly become the person I wanted to share with and talk to after good days and after bad days. I'll always remember sitting with you at Piper's Lagoon at the sunset and talking about how we wanted open and honest communication. I promise I'll always keep talking to you and I'll always keep on listening. I love your passion and I love your drive. I promise I'll support you as you grow. I'll help you thrive and I'll be there with you as you grow up and grow old. As we look forward to the next stages in our lives, I cannot wait to see you become a mother. You have an infectious joy and a desire to be so intentional, and I cannot wait to see you in that role. I promise I'll always be there for our family, to nurture us, to support us, and protect us. I love you.
Oh, dear.
All right, I'm just going to ask Tom to come forward with the rings.
Could you take this one?
All right. Josh,
Yes.
do you take Chantel to be your wife?
That's the wrong one.
Wrong one.
No. You want
Oh,
to
wait,
put that
no,
on
you give
Chantel?
me. No, that's the wrong one.
That's for you to give to me.
Oh, thanks. Did you say I do?
You probably want to answer first.
I do.
Little
A
soul.
little hot.
All right. Chantel, do you take Josh to be your husband?
I do.
Chance, this one.
Yeah.
All right. It is my utmost honor to announce for the very first time Mr. and Mrs. Geffen.
I love you. Ready? Hey.
Coffee made me feel like this will last forever. Looking in your eyes, I see my whole life. Oh, they say you know it when you know it, and I know. Oh, promise that you hold me close, don't let me go. Take my heart, don't break it. Love me to my bones. All this time I've wasted, you were right there all along. You and I stargazing into trying song. We were never strangers, you were right there all along. I lose my mind when I'm around you, how I come.
Let's give them a round of applause. Some of you may not know that this was one of the things Josh was, most challenged by, was doing the dance in public. Writing his own vows and saying them were fine, but it was the dance that was going to be toughest. But I think you guys did an excellent job. So yeah, we'll introduce ourselves. So for those of you who I haven't already met, who might just know me as someone who's grabbing tissues instead of the rings, I'm Thomas. I'm Josh's brother, and also now Chantel's brother. Chantel's my sister. Okay, I'm a brother. And then this is my wife.
Yeah, my name is Kirsten, and I'm actually Chantel's new sister. And Josh is my new brother, and I'm married to Tom. Yeah, we're looking forward to spending the evening with you all.
All right, so we are going to be your hosts for this evening, your master of ceremonies, your MCs. And just to give you a little bit of an overview of this evening's proceedings, for those of you who like to know what's coming ahead, we're going to be kicking off with some speeches, and we should be keeping you entertained. And as you start to develop a little bit more of an appetite and start to digest some of the delicious snacks, after the speeches, we'll be heading into dinner. And then after dinner, we'll be doing just kind of a couple more little bits and pieces, a presentation, and then heading out towards the dance floor. So make sure that just before that, of course, we'll be having dessert. So we definitely won't be forgetting dessert. So that's what we've got to look forward to this evening. All right, so we're gonna get started, and they've asked me to be giving the first speech, which I think is probably the kind of easiest position, just in case I happen to have any anecdotes or stories that are already taken. At least I get to be getting kind of the first laughs. So I was just trying to think and couldn't really remember when was my first memory of Josh, but the one that was the earliest interaction, at least that I've been told about. I don't, of course, remember it because I was in my mom's tummy. But apparently, and I believe there's pictures to support this, what Josh would do is he would talk to me while I was, still in my mom's tummy. And the idea was that, when I was born, I would be able to know his voice, and he'd already, have these conversations. And the conversations have been going quite a long time. And I mean, this really was the beginning of a completely unique relationship with an older brother. And it was a one-of-a-kind experience. From day one, I was just constantly in awe of this guy, just kind of looking up. I mean, you've all met him, you know him. It's just, you know, I just kind of walked around looking at the things that he could do. But of course, you know, all I wanted to do, I was so amazed and awed, but I was also really competitive, and I just wanted to be able to do everything that he could do. I wanted to be able to jump as high as he could. I wanted to be able to rollerblade as fast as he could, and faster, and, you know, hit those ramps and, you know, fly as high and, you know, probably do some bails. And, you know, I was just completely in awe of him. So through this process, you know, of kind of watching him and, you know, even when he started playing piano, and immediately I said, Mom, I need to have piano lessons. I think I was like 4 or 5, and I could, you know, barely, you know, even be able to sit high enough on a piano stool to play, but I just had to play the piano. So I've been watching him for a while. I've been, you know, just really seeing, okay, how is this all done? So, you know, I think from that perspective, you know, there's a lot that I can say about him. And, you know, I think then I'm in a really good position to be able to point out what are the things that I think make him such an excellent partner to Chantel. And, you know, these are the things that, you know, through the eyes of a younger brother, I've been able to see over many years. So when you first meet Josh, you know, those of you know him longer, but when you first meet him, you might notice that he can be quite a serious guy. And, you know, I kind of, you know, I do like to tease him a little bit. You know, he dresses in a way not to draw too much attention to himself, at least kind of now that his punk phase is over. You know, but he now goes out of his ways, not too many colors. But, you know, beneath this seriousness is a wonderful ability to play. And, you know, this was completely clear to me as a younger brother. We'd have this thing where we'd wrestle on Mom's bed, and we'd play together and do, you know, WWE wrestling. We made our own complete language full of inside jokes that, you know, only a white holian would understand. And, you know, just constant teasing. And of course, you know, there's times when Josh and I can have very serious conversations. And, you know, when we're on the phone sometimes, you know, we'll talk for hours and have serious conversations. But then there's other times where my wife, Kirsten, will ask me, oh, you know, I just got off the phone, how's Josh doing? And I'll say, I don't know, we just talk nonsense for half an hour. And, you know, Josh, seeing the way that you and Chantel are just so silly together is so refreshing. The way you're able to tease each other, and I think especially, you know, over really, you know, sometimes serious matters, that you're able to bring humor into them in appropriate ways. You know, it really helps, and I think it's wonderful that you can help each other to take yourselves less seriously when you need to. But in the same way that you're protective over me as a younger brother, you know, you also know not to cross a line, and your humor and your teasing always makes someone feel better about themselves. And then there's adventure. Our brotherhood was just full of one adventure after the other. Whether we're out in the bushveld with our pocket knives, marking trees, exploring, if we're pretending to be pirates with our bunk beds with sheets over the side, and, you know, off on an adventure into the ocean, taking you know, in the real ocean, taking a tube out into the waves. There was always adventure to find. And I think, you know, that same sense of adventure really helped you with some really big adjustments. Moving to Canada, and, you know, this completely, you know, new place, making friends, and, you know, starting a life in a completely new country required a sense of adventure. And, you know, more recently, pivoting into firefighting has been a completely new adventure, and one that you had to really work very hard at. And, you know, it really inspires me to see the way that you and Chantel take on adventures together. And I mean, I think this is apparent for all of us who know you guys. And it's in the everyday, your trail running, your mountain biking, your surfing. but in the big things as well, you know, the challenges of buying a house, of having a dog. And I think, you know, your new adventure is really ahead of you now, and I'm so excited to see how you're starting this new adventure, and I think your sense of adventure is gonna get you such a long way. And yeah, I suppose, Josh, you know, even though our pirating days are a little bit behind us now, sadly, maybe, but you know, I know that you're gonna be really well prepared for this next adventure. So, as you can see, I've really been trying to fill Josh's shoes for quite a long time, but you know, there was just one way, no matter what I did, there was one way I could never manage. And so, you know, it was his ability with spading. And I can see no one's too familiar with this South African 2000s terminology. Josh's looking, where is he going with this? But spading is an ability to kind of use your cool charm and be really charming and cool in front of girls. And Josh had a unique ability. And you can imagine me, you know, just getting towards teenager years, I was absolutely in awe of this guy. And there I was, over-eager, running in with love poems and serenading, and just could not match Josh's cool charm. And, you know, then, yeah, you know, it seems it worked really, Josh, because, you know, even though in Canada they may not understand this work, it brought Chantel into your life, whether she knew about spading or not. But what a wonderful thing it was. And I just remember, you know, hearing from you over the phone about Chantel, and of course now I had to really play it cool. I didn't want to spook anything. I kind of had to not be my overexcited self. And Chantel, you have no idea the kind of squeals that we had to kind of, you know, hold back, and the way we had to bite our tongues and play it cool. But when we got to meet you, we understood really why Josh had been completely full of sunshine. And then it was just immediately clear why. As we got to know you, we just saw you are unapologetically yourself. You are so unafraid to be completely authentic, and you're just full of enthusiasm for life. And I so deeply value how important family is to you. I just remember how, you know, those early conversations, you would be so intentional with, you know, asking a question that just communicated, I really want to get to know you guys. I really want to, you know, connect with you, and, you know, this is meaningful, this is real to me. And that was so incredibly special. And, you know, your wish to just nurture those family relationships was really apparent. And yeah, it's just, you know, to me it is so clear how you've become already a part of the family, and we get to officially say welcome to the family today, but, you know, really it's a family that you've already been a part of for quite a while. So, Josh and Chantel, here is to a fulfilling marriage. And my wish is that your relationship becomes the comfort of an anchor through chaos, and the safety of home through uncertainty. That grace would come quickly and anger would come slowly. That joy would soften stiffness and humor would soothe irritability. That your home would grow in self-sacrificing love and seeking always the best for each other in kindness and humility. I'm so excited for what lies ahead and love you both so dearly. Thank you. Okay, and then I'm very pleased to welcome up Ashley next. Let's give her a round of applause.
Hi, I'm Ashley, Chantel's younger sister, maid of honor, dog walker, resident ice cream maker at the Geffen house. Josh once asked me if I was a crier like my sister, and I boldly said no. Well, Josh called me a liar because I cried while writing this speech, and I'm gonna cry while reading it. Chantel, Lila has a crown for you. Please wear it during my speech. It's been a while. Yeah. It's been a while since we've played dress up, but humor me. You definitely look like a princess today, and maybe it will help me smile instead of cry during this speech. And let's be honest, little Chantel is dying to wear it. Now that you're appropriately dressed, let's get into the sappy stuff. I've had the absolute pleasure of living with Chantel and Josh for the last few months. Getting to watch them love, laugh, and fart together has been heartwarming at best and near poisoning at worst. Truly, though, they take care of each other in a way that is so admirable, and it makes my heart so happy to be their official third wheel. It's the kind of love and partnership I've always hoped my big sister would find. Josh, it's so easy to see how you replaced me as Chantel's best friend. You love her better than even I can, and I've had many, many more years practice. Thank you for loving her and supporting her and feeding her vegetables. Thank you for being who you are for Chantel, but also for becoming such an active member of my own team. I have felt so at home with you and Chantel over the last few months. You have gone above and beyond, helping me look for cars, proofreading my cover letter, and checking all of your ingredients for sugar all the time. I couldn't have asked for a better brother-in-law. Welcome to the family, officially. Chantel, boy is it hard to try and sum up how much I love you and how much you mean to me in one short speech, but I'm gonna try my best. We might not have always been the best of friends as kids, but we always had each other when it mattered. From noodle dates on the roof, to scooter races, and forcing you to hold all my many critters, which often pooped on you. We definitely made an interesting duo growing up. And clearly being roommates for you for 14 years wasn't enough, because I'm back for more. Granted, we don't sleep in the same room, so I can always leave when you're gassy. But really, Chantel, you have been my best friend for so long. My cheerleader, my coach, my therapist, my teacher, my role model, my shoulder to cry on, and always the broccoli to my cauliflower. You've helped me through all my lows, and you're always the biggest supporter of my wins. Thank you for loving me at my least lovable moments and always calling back when I ignore your calls. Thank you for loving me and teaching me to love myself. I am so very proud of the woman you've become, and I know little Chantel is too. You've done so much work, and it shows. I can honestly say that when I grow up, I want to be just like my big sister. I love you. Okay, I'd like to finish with a poem by Whitney Hansen. They say sometimes love starts with a spark, and that might be true. But if I were to wish you a love, I wouldn't wish fire for you. You see, fire is powerful, it burns bright, then it's gone. It's beautiful and warm, but it doesn't last long. So instead of wishing you a love that burns, I wish you love like a river that twists and turns. It changes and flows, it's powerful and free, but it consistently finds its way back to the sea. And so like the water, I hope your love is ever growing and ever changing. I hope your love is powerful and free, and may you always find each other like the river finds the sea. Congratulations, you guys, on your beautiful day. I'm so excited that I still get to live with you after this and hang out with you every day. And everybody else has to go home. I wish you all the happiness you can bear. To the bride and groom.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Next, I'm going to welcome Cindy. Welcome, Cindy.
Hello, I am the mother of the groom. the mother of the second most important person here today, because Chantel, the most important always. Joshua is my firstborn son, and my secondborn son did steal one of the things I was going to tell you about, but I'll tell you anyways, so you get to hear it twice. He was one of those babies that mothers love to brag about. He was always happy. He was content. He was obedient. He didn't have temper tantrums. He was really just so easy to have as a baby and as a young child. Yeah, we won't talk about the teenagers. But as a young child, he was just absolutely, and he wanted to do everything, as Thomas mentioned. He wanted to do everything, and he wanted to do everything the best. And so one of his first roles was as a big brother, as Thomas had mentioned. And he did start off that role being so excited to have a sibling that he did, and there is photographic evidence of Joshua sitting with his hand on my tummy, singing to it and talking and telling him everything to his brother as he waited. And it is true. When Thomas was born, he reacted to his brother's voice every bit as he did to mine. And Thomas would agree that Joshua has been the best big brother ever, which is why Thomas today is not best man, he's the best big put, which in Afrikaans is brother. So they are best puts, the two of them. So Joshua had many diverse roles after that. He, as I said, anything that was offered, he wanted to take it and he wanted to do it. So he did ballet. If you were watching the slideshow earlier, you would have seen him in a ballet costume. He was the only boy. He was the top of the class. He did gymnastics. He was in competitions. He did music. He did drama. He wanted to go to French classes and learn French, and he did. He wanted to do absolutely everything, and he wanted to be the best. And that was just primary school. When he got to high school, he started to do more challenging things. So we have in our schools, I don't know if you've got inter-house things, but the schools they divided the kids into different houses, and they have inter-house games and music and plays, and so when it was inter-house music, Joshua did a lot of music. He played night after night, hours, teaching himself a really complicated piano piece, trying to win the inter-house music competition. And I think his piano teacher just kept despairing at that point because he was not doing what he was supposed to do. He was practicing his piece for the competition. And then he was in the school plays. He was cast as the lead in the school play, and he was well cast in that role in a play called War Cry that they put on as a student who is in a kind of a moral dilemma, ethical dilemma, and chooses to, at great cost to himself, do the right thing. And he so understands people so well that he got into the role so well that he got a poster. He had to choose something to put on the wall for the play, and he got a poster of Che Guevara. And we found a family friend who helped him to play the harmonica, and he played this wistful blowing in the wind for the play to flesh out his character. You're amazing in that role. But he understands people like that, and he throws everything into it. He came to Canada on a student exchange, and he threw himself so much into snowboarding that he broke his wrist twice in that short time. But he loved it. Before Josh became a firefighter, he did many jobs, but he had a good job in Vancouver, and a very good one that he could have stayed in. But as he said to me one day, you know, Mum, I want to make a difference. I want to do something that helps people. And he started down a pathway that took him out of a good, well-paying job through a hard road. He sacrificed a lot to become where he is, but he makes a difference. and I think he makes a difference to all of us here. Joshua puts his heart and soul into everything that he does. He puts it into the people and the things that he believes in, and one of the things that he believes in a lot is family. And that's evidenced by all the family that's here with him, his grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, all kinds of people that are around him that love him. And he thinks, I believe they'll support him in his new role, as will all his friends. And this is how, with the things I've said, this is how I know that Josh and Chantel will have the most amazing life together, is because Josh will throw himself with that same enthusiasm and heart and soul into his new role as a husband, and their relationship therefore can never be anything but incredible as he throws himself into that with all he has. He doesn't do things by half measures, and he will be supportive and dedicated, and he will push through and persevere through any hard times that come, any of them that have already come, and Chantel will too. I know that she will put everything that she's got into it as well. Chantel, I've been praying for Joshua's wife for a long time, and you're an answer to that prayer. And again, to steal some of the things that Tom said, I just love how warm and enthusiastic you are, how you've embraced us and invited us in to be part of your people, and that you allow us to be ourselves. And it's because you are, as Tom said, authentically yourself. And it's okay then for us to all be ourselves. So always be you, and I love you. And you too, Josh. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mom. And now we get to hear from the other side of from the family, Stephen and Darlene. Let's give them a round of applause.
Afternoon, folks.
Well, that's a surprise. Yeah.
First of all, for those of you that don't know us, we're Chantel's parents. This is Darlene. I'm Stephen.
Are you sure?
Stephen's the one with the suit. Darlene's the better looking one. Darlene will come around later and apologize for me, or at least that's what she says she has to do every time she takes me somewhere. All right. Josh, even though you've been part of the team for a good while now, without sounding too corny, you're a great fella. Clearly loves our daughter and obviously makes her very happy. Good job. We think you have been with Chantel long enough to know what you're getting yourself into by joining our gang. So, to be honest, we don't have any sympathy for you. Just a friendly reminder, terms and conditions. Warranty is 6 minutes or 6 meters, whichever comes first. This started when you signed the marriage license. There are no returns and no refunds. Seriously though, Josh, we are glad that you are a part of our family, and we are proud to have you as our son-in-law. Sticking with tradition, we'd like to leave you with the couple with some words of advice as they enter into this next stage of their lives together. As a great philosopher once said, a man who gives in when he is wrong is a wise man, whilst a man who gives in when he is right is married. All that remains is for us to ask you all to join us in a toast to the happy couple. May you both live as long as you like and have all that you need for as long as you live. At this point, we would like you to formally welcome Josh into our family. Ladies and gentlemen, to the bride and groom.
Okay, so next up we have Daryl, all the way from Oman. You grace us with your presence.
You will have noticed I have come up here with no paper because I knew that everything I was going to say will have been said already. So I shall end my speech now. And you can eat. But I'm joking. First of all, I stand here as half a person. I want to tell you that Chantel, my wife, I'm married to a Chinese lady. Her name is Yen. And this is where I will cry. We both planned to be here. And the Canadian government refused to give my wife a visa. And I didn't know I was going to do this. But her heart is broken. A year ago, she bought these shoes. She bought her wedding dress. Yes, I'm going to get over this, but she sends her love to you. She does. She's sitting there in China and longing to be here. And her heart is with you. But that's the heavy part for me. There's a beautiful word, and it's the only word that's associated with marriage in Chinese. It's called she. It's the long tone, she, and it's what you two are all about. It's about the coming together with the sole purpose and becoming one. And if anything symbolizes she, it's you two. It's just amazing. The image I have, ladies and gentlemen, is of two rivers coming together with such power. I'm a maths teacher, and 1 + 1 is 2. But 1 + 1 is 1,000,000 with you guys. It's just amazing how much you got going right. What you've done in the short space that you've been together is just absolutely mind-blowing. I so look forward to watching you two merge together, conquer what comes your way, and produce children. I am the most excited. He's told me they're going to produce children. Usually one stands in this position and you tiptoe around it. They're going to have babies. And can you imagine what those babies are going to be like? I so look forward to the day that I get that message and Chantel's pregnant. All right, because there's nothing that makes me happier than playing with grandchildren. I have been waiting a long time, and I've adopted a lot along the way. But to see your grandchild, my grandchild, your child, in the future will bring me so much joy. You two are simply amazing, and you are going to change the world. Of course, Josh has got his work cut out for him. Stephen, you said you sold us a dupe. You are so wrong. All right? We are the winners. I saw my brother-in-law Ian here got told by a certain person, put the sheets there. And he put the sheets there, and she said, no. And learn from him, Joshua. He's a wise man. He didn't say a word. He said, yes. And he put the sheets there. And then she said, And he said, you're the bride. You're my servant. You're my boss. Tell me what to do. That's the attitude you're going to have if you're going to win. All right. What she said, there I was. I bought this beautiful hat. I've invested in these very expensive sunglasses. And there I stood to take the photograph. She said, don't you want to take that hat off and remove your glasses? Man, she's mean. Direct. Absolutely direct. But she's beautiful, and we are the winners, Steve and Darlene. I'm sorry. All right, we got the better end of the deal. We have got the most glorious daughter. And you guys aren't merchandise, we're just having fun.
We needed another son. We have one.
So we got the better end of the deal.
Time will tell.
We can arm wrestle about it later.
No, I'm not arm wrestling with you. I've watched Steve at work and I'm staying well away. He designs bumpers. And any man who designs bumpers, I'm scared of. And he made me drink, can you believe it? I've just arrived in the country and he makes me drink a Guinness at 10 o'clock in the morning. I didn't want to do it, but
I forced him on it. I held him down.
he did. And I know so much about bumpers now, I will never look at the truck in the same way again. People, it is all about family. It's really the essence of everything. And I know that's at the heart of Chantel and Josh's love. And just to look around this diverse community this afternoon, and that's what it's all about. We're celebrating being a family together, and that's absolutely special. To my new daughter, I'm looking forward to getting to know you even more. And I hope one day to be able to go and build dams on the river with your child, because that's what I do best. That's what I did with Josh and Tom. We dammed up many rivers and we went on many adventures. And I look forward to doing that. You might not let me do some of them with your child because I can get a bit wild. But I look forward to that day. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the honor of being allowed to speak with you today. Thank you.
All right, thanks to everyone for all their really wonderful speeches, and hearing from people all around the world is amazing. Okay, so next up is the main event, which is going to be dinner.
That this will last forever, looking in your eyes. I see my whole life. Oh, they say